だから。
Want to know the fastest way to piss off male anime fans, or honestly, the male fans of like anything? Point out how it's sexist, or put a woman in it. Want to know how to piss off most white fans of anything? Point out how it's racist. Piss off all the straight people? Point out how it's homophobic, or put a gay person in it. Want to have all those groups be mad at you at once? Be any of those demographics at once? Point out something they like as one of those things. It's great being a black, transgender, bisexual person criticizing and analyzing the entertainment industry. Luckily today, we're only going to be talking about one of these things, so I'm not going to get killed by everyone in the comment section of this video, just most people. And if you read the title of this video, you know damn well which one we're talking about. Sexism in my anime? More likely than you think. One, if I sound kind of weird, it's because I'm using a different microphone than usual, so I'm testing out, see if it sounds any good. And I'm also kind of sick right now, which is like I always use that excuse whenever like my voice sounds weird in a video. But I'm kind of sick right now. Like my nose is stuffed and like everything. It sucks right now. Hi, I'm Anansi. Welcome to my show. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you enjoy this. If you don't, well, I'm assuming you've already written your disgusting, hateful comments or will soon. So do whatever you want. It doesn't affect me at this point. You can't hate me more than I already hate myself. Anyway, let's focus on the actual video. Why does female sexualization in these shows even matter? Who cares? Why is it important? Why do we feel the need to point this out? Well, look at it this way. It can often trivialize huge traumatic issues that women face for the sake of comedy or drama. 2, it sends a bad message to a lot of women and girls who consume the same media. It's not a good look for young girls when every girl your age in media you enjoy is being sexualized and shown off, especially when those same characters aren't allowed to have the same bearing on the plot in any meaningful way, or do in really, really horrible ways, or they get treated like they're less than other characters. 3, it sends a really bad message to men and young boys at times. That can be really harmful, especially when young boys don't often understand that the stuff they're watching isn't acceptable to do in real life. I mostly want to address anime that kind of push these ideas today, but don't be surprised if we end up a little off track and end up talking about something else as well. I have a very scattered brain. So now that we're finally getting to the meat and potatoes of this video, let's talk about rape. Rape is a difficult subject to talk about, especially when men are involved in the conversation. A lot of times men think that most women lie about rape, a fact that is very untrue, and is like less than 10% of rape cases are lies. Not even mentioning how over 90% of rape cases will never see a trial or conviction anyway, but whatever. But this doesn't stop men from writing stories about rape, specifically women who are raped as motivation for men, or killed as motivation for men as well, sometimes both. A lot of times in entertainment, women suffer, but it's never explored for them, only with respect to how it affects the men in their life. Stop and really think about how many stories feature a female lead, if you can even call her a lead, who gets raped or killed as motivation for a main character to go ham on some bitches. Just right off the top of my head, Batman the Killing Joke, The Punisher, and everything he's in, Billy Butcher from The Boys, and Louis actually, I think, is that his name? Louis? I don't remember. I can never remember the name of that character. He's not the most interesting character in the show. Kirito and SAO like twice. Berserk. Death Note. Fantastic Beasts 2, Electric Boogaloo. In all of these shows and movies, a female character gets raped, and if she manages to be in the show or movie or whatever for longer than her fucking rape scene, she won't ever get to address it in her own character arc. Her rape is only important as to how it affects the men in her life. Barbara Gordon was shot in the stomach by the Joker, paralyzed, and then raped while she bled out in her own home in front of her father. But in The Killing Joke, we only really see how it affects Batman and Gordon. Babs doesn't even really get to address this for herself for a while until like her New 52 comic, and that run doesn't even really suggest that she was sexually assaulted like The Killing Joke does. Asuna was sexually assaulted in SAO, but she never gets to address it once Kirito saves her, like not even once. Like as soon as she's safe, they just kind of like forget it even happened. I don't even know the name of the girl who was raped in Goblin Slayer's first fucking episode. I don't even remember if she survives after that or not. I genuinely can't remember. Because, like, all that happened was she showed up with her team, they all got killed, and then she got raped, and then a bunch of goblins died, I guess, and, like, that's it. Because, whatever. Sword Art Online is especially frustrating because anytime shows like this focus on the man and his reaction to a girl's rape, it's sending a particular message. The villain raping Asuna is done purely to fuck with Kirito, and that's basically all it was for. And what he's basically saying to Kirito is, look at this thing you own. I've defiled it. I've taken something that belongs to you and I've ruined it. And I shouldn't have to explain why that's a messed up message to have. Stories that do this are especially frustrating when we live in a society where like no rape victims get justice at all. Seriously, y'all don't know that 90% of rape cases will never see a conviction, and less than 10% of cases are false. Right? So, women can't get justice for rape on TV or in real life. Tell me again how entertainment is escapism. Then, because all of that isn't enough, in some cases the rape is made to be sexy. I have to be careful with my wording here, because if I ever get arrested for anything, this is going to totally be used against me. So, let's talk about Goblin Slayer again. Mother's Basement explains it way better than I can in his own video. But basically, the shot composition of this rape scene is intentionally sexy fan service, and it's even worse in the manga where nothing is censored at all. And I shouldn't have to explain why it's messed up that this depiction of a woman desperately fighting against a crowd of rapists is made to be sexy. It's wrong. This is wrong. A horrible real-life issue is being trivialized and treated with no respect. And honestly, it's even worse when it's meant to be funny. Like in My Hero Academia, when Denki and Mineta make inappropriate comments about a female character's body, or trick them into wearing skimpy outfits in front of a crowd for their own entertainment. The show is drawing comedy from the sexual harassment and humiliation of teenage girls. When people do this in real life, it's wrong, and it's messed up, and people get mad about it, but when it's in this show, we're supposed to laugh at it and think it's funny. Remember in Naruto how the running gag joke was that, haha Sakura, you're so ugly for being flat-chested and not having huge, big old jiggly tits when you're 13, like the rest of us 13-year-olds? Haha, it's so funny when this 60-year-old man tells a little 12-year-old boy he has a tight, sexy body, like that's totally normal. It's so funny when this old man tries to creep on the hot springs where women go. Isn't it so funny when Melodious gropes women without their consent? It is so funny when a female character is forced into a sexual situation against her will. Isn't sexual harassment so funny? All of this has a very specific message to all the female viewers. When the show is trying to make us laugh by putting female characters in non-consensual sexual situations or glossing over rape and assault as a means to motivate the male characters, it's telling the female viewer something. It's saying, oh, your experience doesn't matter, no one cares about how being raped and molested made you feel. It doesn't matter if you're uncomfortable because this is normal and it's funny and it's okay. You should be laughing. Why aren't you laughing? This is just normal behavior and you may as well accept it. It's saying, oh, isn't it funny how this female character overreacts to people making inappropriate sexual comments about her and touching her sexually against her will. These shows are teaching women, especially young girls, that it's okay for people to treat you like this. You shouldn't be made uncomfortable by it. You should laugh. It's funny. Why aren't you laughing? But it's not funny. In some places like Osaka and Tokyo, women have to ride segregated train cars in order to avoid being assaulted. And most of these victims are young girls, teenagers. These are kids in school. These women and girls have to create safe spaces for themselves to feel safe and avoid being raped and molested. But our media is telling us that them being treated like this isn't an issue, that it's funny, and it's not. And men are getting mad that women have their own segregated spaces to keep themselves safe and wondering why they get that, and then not understanding that their behavior is the reason why. Jumping to point 3, all of what I just said, but boys. Imagine you're a boy watching these shows. You're being shown constantly that girls, 1, definitely want to fuck you and just aren't saying it. They're secretly thinking about fucking you all the time, all times of the day, every second. 2, it's okay to treat women like this because it's funny and they secretly want it. 3, that rape and sexual assault aren't really issues. They aren't so bad, except for in the most brutal cases. I shouldn't have to explain why these are all bad things, but I'm about to anyway. Now you could say I'm over-exaggerating, except for that one time a judge told a girl that she should be thankful for being raped because she didn't get attention from boys often. or the time a judge ruled that a rapist was innocent because of the underwear his victim was wearing at the time that clearly meant that she wanted to get dicked down, except that the only reason he saw her underwear is because he pinned her down and tore her clothes off and then raped her. Or the time a Texas politician said that if rape is inevitable, you should just lie back and enjoy it, or that it's the will of God, or that it's a woman's fault for wearing certain clothes. These aren't just things Americans are saying either. For example, this article that cites a Japanese woman who was so violently harassed at work that she considered killing herself, or how when Shiori Ito came out and reported she'd been drugged and raped by a man, she got basically nothing but criticism and death threats. And part of the issue is how the stuff we watch frames these issues. This is a problem. It's not all bad though, thanks to a little show called Demon Slayer. You thought I was going to make a video that doesn't mention Demon Slayer. In this day and age, hell no. Demon Slayer literally has an episode where Tanjiro kills a creepy demon who thinks women only have value while they're young and pretty. There's a scene where Zenitsu is told by a girl that her being nice to him doesn't mean she likes him, and that he's being creepy. And Tanjiro even steps in for her at one point. At another point, a girl even says that Zenitsu needs to learn to be more respectful toward women. Tanjiro is showing the viewers that you can still be cool and stuff and be a quote-unquote badass while treating the women around you with respect and understanding. You know, like you should treat people. Tanjiro respects the women around him, and he doesn't tolerate sexist men. Oh man, I wonder who wrote this show. I wonder who wrote it. I wonder what enterprising writer came up with these revolutionary ideas in anime. Oh wait, it was written by a woman. Wish fulfillment for female authors is literally just being treated with respect. Wow. Overall, I feel like these issues are something that we need to address and be aware of as an audience. You can still enjoy these shows, but be aware of them and the things that they're saying and demand more from their creators. Demand better. And then create better too. I mean, nothing's stopping us from writing our own stories that don't fall into these horrible, evil, terrible, nasty tropes. I mean, be like Nike. Just do it. I know any men in the crowd have probably left by now. So, what's up, girls? How y'all doing? I'm Anansi. Make sure you guys subscribe. I have a Ko-fi account and it's nice. Please donate because I'm actually going to be moving to LA soon. So I'm not sure when my next video is going to be. But any help while I'm moving in the form of money for poor people, which is me, I'm the poor people, that would be nice. Anyway, y'all have a nice day. Adios.